Welcome to the Intuition Hour with Katt Nicholson, where our wonderful host Katt encourages each and every one of you to build your own intuition, navigate your own connection with spirit, and tap into the deep beauty within yourself. Enjoy the Intuition Hour with Katt Nicholson.
Hello, everyone, and happy Monday. Welcome to the Intuition Hour here on YouTube. I am your host, Katt Nicholson. It is so great to be with all of you today. I am so excited to see you coming back. I see some of you coming back from vacation here on our YouTube page. I am really excited on this August 4th, 2025. It is noon here in Central Florida, a very hot and steamy Central Florida, I will add. It's almost, I don't know, I see Terry Campbell in the chat room. She's my Florida backup here. Our girl Terry knows, and if any of you here are in Florida, you will know you are living in a steam bath for sure. And of course, being safe, sound, and secure, we don't want to really gripe about it, but it is probably for myself. I guess I've been here 36 years now, and in Florida, and this is definitely the warmest ever. Lots and lots of thunder and lightning through the night, so I definitely had a little bit of fun talking to the angels and having some breakthroughs in the middle of the night during this Mercury retrograde. I'm sure you are all pondering at this point. I love that. I am definitely welcoming some of you here into the room. And before I do, please, I know you guys know this is a huge change for us, and I love being with you here. I am loving also that you're already writing your questions, and I'm going to come into the room and take them, and I can't wait. I have a really strong psychic energy right now, so we love this. And during the retrograde season, what happens, especially with Mercury, that our predictions start to come true or show up, or so many things occur. And yet, at the same time, we have to remember that sometimes certain things are not permanently told, or the story hasn't unfolded. But in reality, if you've been waiting for something for a long time, we see things showing up that could have occurred previously, or perhaps we're focused on other things, as the retrograde sometimes likes to throw a wrench in our plans. But in any case, so we take our focus off of what it is we really want, and then what we really want shows up. And I've been seeing a little bit of that, so we love that when that happens. Also, if things weren't going in the right direction, they become, they shift. But relationships are definitely on the table, and we'll talk a little bit about that this morning as well. I want to say good morning, Nadine. We love our butterflies right now also, because this is what Mercury retrograde in the summer kind of feels like if you think about it. Where do we want to go next? How do we want to grow next? It's a Leo retrograde. It's like, what's your goal? What's your mission? What do you want to maybe repurpose in your world, bring back to your life, initiate? I want to say instigate, because it is a little bit of an, how many of you are feeling a little bit on the snippy side, or maybe a little bit, we recognize certain things that perhaps we couldn't previous to now in a much broader way, or the light is even brighter than ever, and those ideas start to flash, those light bulbs start to become brighter. We turn the watts up, so to speak, and we definitely know what's happening. Where before maybe we didn't want to see something, and it was too painful to look at something, or we had something within ourselves, and now we're ready to take action on that healing that we've we've longed to do and couldn't achieve that mission for whatever reason. There are so many great things, like Kelly Jordan. Good morning to you and your bright light. Kelly's a Jersey girl too. I love that you're here today. I love Jim's back from, I feel like you were on some escapade or something. Michelle and Lara, good morning. Yes, we'll take a look at that knee today. Nadine, it's so nice to see you. So the butterflies really remind me of, again, what's going on, maybe how we want to fly. What is that? What is that next flight, so to speak, in your life? That this, where do you want to go? What do you want to do? What is your new mission? I love that. And so the butterflies kind of remind me of that. They also remind me of like that being all over the place. We have so many options. We can make so many decisions. And it is so great to see you. And hello, birthday twin to you. It is so nice that you're here. What a retrograde surprise. These are the kinds of things that I'm talking about. And people do show up. And I'm sure you've been getting some openings, all of you, in your space about people coming back from your past, or perhaps old. I know there's a lot of old relationships popping back up. And when I say the word relationship, we are basically, C.A. Brooks said this like point blank years and years ago. We are here to learn relationship, no matter what type of relationship we have. And of course, we all know that and live that, no matter if it's our friend, neighbor, relative, parent, um, um, who else? Our intimate relationships, our children, whoever it may be, our coworkers, all of this. We are here to learn through our relationships with others. In a Mercury retrograde, especially in Leo, we tend to not only look at things to reminisce, perhaps revisit, maybe reevaluate what it is we have done and not done. Very good surprises, Anne. I love that. I know you're so, especially where it is in the sky, right? As a Gemini. Also, some things people come back to maybe want to heal something. And I think what we have to remember is because we do have that flair of a little drama right now, and I see a little bit of extreme behavior, and we want to be able to neutralize and bring to the center where we are when these things happen, instead of, the scenario. And I'm going to give you this as an example in a moment. But before I do have to remember, because my little producer, who we all adore, she reminds me to remind you guys to please like and subscribe our page here, because I'm really, really terrible at this stuff, as you all know. I just want to do readings. I want to be with you. I want to share so much that we have shared over our lives and while we're here. And so please subscribe if you haven't, and thank you very much. Okay, now getting back to you, I absolutely feel that instead of raising where we're at, perhaps maybe being over ecstatic or over excited, the highs and the lows that we put ourselves through. When people do come back, we want to remember to stay in the center with it and say, it doesn't have to necessarily be, oh my gosh, my long lost boyfriend has come back into my life. He found me on Facebook. He's newly single, or he's going through a divorce, or she's going through a divorce, or whatever it may be. It works both ways. Then we want to go all the way in, or it's a tendency as human beings to get so excited that this has to be a sign, and this has to be what we're going to sink our teeth into, and how we want to revisit. And we have to remember to not only take a step back when these things happen instead of going all in. We have to remember that in our distance and our time apart, not everyone has grown at the same pace, and perhaps not everyone has really grown, or maybe they had other interests along the way to bring into their lives and their space, and maybe there's a little bit of lack of alignment. So although we get excited to go tap our toe back into these things, which is a wonderful experience in any capacity, we also have to remember to take a step back to remind ourselves of how much we have grown. And perhaps it didn't work then for a reason. And maybe it still isn't the right time for a certain layer or level of connection, but it could be a better layer or level that we're adjusting to as a friendship, or perhaps even, hey, how you doing? I'll check in another 20 years or whatever it may be. We can't really micromanage or control where we're going to go or grow with these connections, because we don't really instantly know. And we don't want to overreact with Leo. Leo is spice. It is loyal. It is all in. It wants to move fast. It's fire and all of these things. And we may have some words too here and there for somebody or someone or everyone. We may want to react a little bit to some old hurtful feelings, or right. Maybe it's the right person, wrong timing, or wrong person, right timing, or whatever it may be. We get a little caught up in these things. And so we really want to make sure, and we have to also make sure with this energy not to take things too personally, too quickly, and look for signs. When we see signs like, I forget, I could go into so many different examples, but for right now, to make a long story short, it's so funny because we may come across, we may feel the feather dropped at my feet. So this is a sign that this is the right thing to do, or I turned the TV on and heard our song, or whatever it may be. Like sometimes in the retrograde, we get tested a little bit by the universe. I swear this is true. In that maybe it's, we don't want to like lead into temptation. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, slow it down a little bit. And so on the same token, or at this, and similarly, but really not, for new relationship at this time, how many of you have in the past or in the now realized that you have this amazing instant connection with someone, friend or intimate or whatever, dating? If you're dating, great. If you meet someone new, great, with some butts, or maybe even just somebody out you're passing through in the grocery store or something, and you have this amazing connection, and it's a retrograde, and you're planning on meeting this person, and then you go to this person and you have this amazing thing, and then all of a sudden it's like somebody pops your balloon and says, wait a minute, I don't know if that was really right, or I don't know if that was really good, or maybe this isn't aligned like I thought, because it happened. And I can think of 200 examples of this through the years, but you understand not to move too quickly. And I also believe that it's exciting and fun to go into new situations, but it's also a reminder that you may shift your feelings by the end of the cycle, or even the same day. I don't know. It's kind of like this. So you have to remember. And when you're in an existing relationship, an intimate relationship, you can use this time, like everybody says, oh God, my husband, my wife, my partner, my lover, whatever, this person I'm seeing, that person I'm seeing, we're going through a really hard time. Why is this happening? We want to overreact, and we want to look at, and so as we overreact, we have two choices. We can either look at the relationship and say, oh, I'm repeating the same pattern here with this same person over and over again, winding up with the same result. Or we can test the energy between us, and we can use this retrograde to renew a response, because any RE word we could take with us through these relationships, especially during these cycles, relationships, we can renew how we're responding to these people. And I say these people, your lover, your whomever, it could be a friendship, but again, coworker, whatever it is. Why don't we use this to recreate a foundation between us that can actually benefit us both moving forward? And I love that we can realize that we do get to change without punishment. We do get to navigate new terrain together. And maybe, just maybe, the retrograde winds up being an amazing time to restructure something that can really work for both of you. And I love it for that. And so I'm reminding all of you to not overreact. Use this to work through your issues. Don't try to plan a escape route yet because it's too soon. I will say this is a very strong message for a few of you. I feel someone is thinking about leaving, or someone maybe thinking about not even giving it a try like this. Wait it out, because I do feel it's worth your time. And I mean this, and I feel like this is a message for everyone. I also feel like it's a really good time to look at how you're affecting the circumstances by your reaction. And so I believe through all this, at the end of this cycle, we're going to see a lot of love and romance this coming season. I feel really strongly about that. So if you're dating or getting ready to date, I feel really good that it's time. And of course, not for every single person. I'm not saying that as a general. I just feel that in the air, and I feel that with all of you, okay? And if you're in something, this is a really sweet time to tell the truth, let it grow, and really, really feel aligned with who you who you're choosing or not choosing. Sometimes we don't choose who we don't get to choose. It just happens that way. We have these connections that are so deep that we feel so drawn. We don't understand it. We're not getting the balance of give and take. We're not really, we're trying to overcompensate. We're trying to do all of these things to make it work and put a square peg in a round hole over and over again. And we don't have control over this. We're not intended for micromanaging this area of our lives. We are intended to experience it and try to let it flow. Okay, for better or worse, it is what it is. And so we want to find more energy and more time to commit to ourselves along the way, especially right now. What do we have, a week left? I keep saying, what day is it? It's the longest retrograde I feel known to man, but I'm teasing. It's the heat. I'm telling you, it's getting us. But in any case, it is a long one, by the way. Use this to commit to yourself and have a plan. Do one thing for you in the next cycle. Say, okay, when the retrograde ends on August 11th, I am going to, hi, Mark Hesson just joined. Thank you for being here also. When the retrograde ends on August 11th, I am going to have a plan for myself, and I'm going to do one thing special for myself that's going to bring me joy every day, even if it's for 30 seconds, whatever it may be. I feel like once you do this in any relationship that you have, everything can improve one day at a time, and that's what you're here to do. So be present with yourself, make an agreement with yourself. Leo wants you to take care of yourself, and then from there you could take care of everything and everyone else without maybe a little less griping, maybe a little less nagging, maybe a little less exhaustion, maybe a little more excitement and interest in the world, because you are doing something to feed your own spirit, to feed your soul, and to really bring that into relationships with others. And I feel like that's what this is letting and allowing you to do. Okay. So I'm going to stop preaching. Mark, thank you so much for being here. I'm laughing. He's one of the people I love to give the most difficult time to, but I'm only kidding. And maybe not, but I'm teasing. I'm happy to see you here, and thank you. I want to say, Lynn, I see some great people in the room. All of you are wonderful, but I do see some people I haven't seen in a while, which is part of the blessing and the gift of this cycle. So thank you for being with us today. Let's take some questions. And Nadine, I'm actually going to come to you, and Lynn, you'll be next. And anyone else who has a question, please feel free to go ahead and post it here on YouTube, okay? All right, Nadine says, okay, let's take a look at you in a minute, okay? Just coming back from a most amazing fun time with family up north. 3 hours sitting on the plane, waiting for a storm to move on. Lots and lots of storms. To now healing from COVID due to that and moving through it all. Now there's anxiety. Let's take a look at let's look at all your chakras today and see if there's any misalignment. Of course, I'm not a physician. I can't give you medical advice, but I can help tune into a little bit of what's coming. And she says she's looking at her lower lumbar spine. Let's take a peek, okay? Now, I don't feel like we're dealing, thank goodness you're okay. You know, I feel like you're not dealing with the worst case scenario, obviously. And there's going to be something you can do and I do feel physical therapy of some sort or physical movement. That will be very, very helpful for you. And I love that. Well, let's take a look. But I do feel that. And also a little bit of light massage. Of course, see your doctor and make sure, yeah, you have some great movement coming. And I also feel really good news. And I think it's an 8-week cycle I'm seeing, Nadine. So I do believe that this can heal. I do not believe you need to rush under any kind of, traumatic procedure or anything like that. I don't see any of that. I feel more, and I don't even feel really manipulated. I feel actual physical therapy, very light, doing a lot of PT. Okay, good. You're on track. That's all you could do. 8 more weeks. I feel and she's doing acupuncture. I love that. I feel some fascia work. Good. I also believe that a little at a time, walking, not on the beach, nothing uneven, nothing like that. Great shoes like this. A little more at a time will also loosen you up gently, please. But I also feel that you're on the right track, okay? So nothing else. I think you're good. And I do see improvement. So let's go with that, okay? And then you come back and share. Now, I share over and over again, and I know you all are probably remembering that I am a firm believer, and this is just for myself and whatever you guys choose to do and what you're called to, from my experience with a rotator cuff tear and stem cell therapy on it. It is miraculous. It is amazing. It worked for me. It may not work for you. Of course, all of your physicians or your practitioners, or your metaphysician, whoever you see, you definitely want to look into it as an option moving forward, And so I received instant relief after 9 months of hell and pain. And so anytime there's musculoskeletal something or other, if you don't, if you really can't bear it, or it's something of an option that I highly suggest, and it is definitely something you have to believe in for it. I feel our belief will go a long way, when we're trying to heal anything, our belief goes so far and so deep within us that it's just another part and a huge part of our healing aspect and ability as human beings to allow those neurotransmitters in our brain to flow through the other parts of our body to really help it heal. And so I love that. And I definitely feel good sharing that. Nadine says she's going to look into it. You should. I mean, I can't tell you what to do medically, as you know. I am not a doctor, but I am telling you, it has been an amazing. It's been a few years for me now, so I was like one of the new. It was very, very new at that time. Now it's very mainstream, it seems. I'm pretty shocked still 3 years later. So I'm very grateful. But I also believe in the power of self-healing. And I have some amazing people in my life who have an ability to heal pretty much some of the worst case scenarios turn into the best because they have those. The deeper your belief, the better your body responds, the better your healing takes place. And we have a few people in our room today that are the same. So we all have that. But anyway, I do see you improving. So thank you for being here. Now let me see who's next. Mark, thank you. Mark is saying to please like and subscribe. He knows how much I love promotion, and thank you for that, but I'm teasing. I appreciate it. Okay, Katt is back. Good morning. She made it. It does seem like months, but welcome. I cannot believe your baby's walking. I remember when she was born and when you were pregnant, and we talked about that in the room, and then you that day, and it was so great. So thank you for being with us right now. And I hope you're doing well. Let's take a peek at you, okay? All right, let's see. Let's take a look at Katt. Moving on. Terry Campbell is in the chat room this morning. Terry, good morning. Terry's a 1-2 Listen Psychic Astrologer. It's so great to have you here. C.A. Brooks is here. Good morning, C.A. Everyone knows C.A. as well from 1-2listen.com. And sometimes these retrograde moments are a reiteration of our place in the world, or perhaps a reminder, and I'm going back to all these RE words, a reminder that we're really where we're supposed to be, And it's always good to get that affirmation. And I'm sure many of you, sometimes when we're looking for those affirmations, they just don't happen and everything seems the same. And we just get into these cycles or spirals. And then suddenly we're really not looking for it, but some random thing happens or someone comes into our lives, or something occurs that really reminds you of why you're where you are. And that's like the best feeling in the world. But this is a great cycle for that. Or maybe a reaffirmation of what you bring to the world, all of you, and who you are to others. And so everyone has a role, and I think it's really nice. And sometimes we think we're sick of what we have, but then we realize the grass is never going to be greener. And so we can embrace what's given to us by God, the universe, whatever you say. God is good, and you really can embrace the here and now and be present with what is in your space. Like these are all, sometimes we make, what do they say? You make lemonade out of lemons, So I'm feeling a lot of that right now. All right, let's look at Katt and her little walking daughter. Of course, Shelby will be next. So funny, I pulled the 8 of Wands right away, the little walking daughter. You're doing fantastic ahead. I also feel like, don't be mad at me. Anyway, I see more babies. And I really do see more babies, so just so you know. I also feel a feeling like for you, some freedom ahead within yourself, joy, happiness, but there is a birth. And so if you're not trying to have another child, there is another child around, and I really feel strongly about that. I didn't plan on that coming about in this moment. So please don't shoot the messenger. Also, I feel really good. You're going to be called to some other, maybe something to do for a passion, a calling, a path. Something that's going to take some of your attention as well. But believe me when I tell you, there is definitely some joy and happiness over babies. Maybe someone is pregnant or will be soon, or because I do see this ahead. So I don't want to rule you out, of course, but I'm definitely seeing it. I'm tripping over my words because I didn't expect this, but I also feel something coming for you as well. And it may be connected to children or the babies or something like this, because I feel a lot of lighthearted energy, but basically freedom and joy. And if you can get sunshine and vitamin D for yourself, I feel that is very, very critical right now for you, and it will really bring you and pick you up. And I love that as well. So I see a lot of bright light coming your way and new beginnings. So can't take the baby off the out of the can't pick and choose what we see, right? But I'm really, really excited for you. Please come back and share and let us know. I did pull the Ten of Cups for the month of October, which I love. It aligns perfectly, and I am really appreciating that for you. And let me see who's next. Karen, I'm laughing. She says, "Good morning, everyone. I'm driving myself crazy trying to schedule everything and please everyone." Yes. It's funny. How about we declare like a day that you please yourself first? And I know that's so much easier said than done, but I really do feel like it's time. Even a few hours, 4 hours of nothingness, it would be really good for you. And I feel like you'd feel like it was 40. So it's hard to please everybody in our lives every day when we're running out of time. Or look, I have 3 high maintenance dogs that I mean, I swear, if I'm not paying attention to them in the middle of the night, like beyond, you know what I mean? Even that at that hour, it's kind of crazy, but everybody's a little bit on the demanding side during the season, I've noticed. So, and people want to connect and people want to share and summertime, with this kind of summertime, we're more indoors than outdoors, I think. So people want to chat more and caring for you too. They want you to do more. And that means, but when you're being called to do more, you're putting an energy out there that people feel attracted to. They want to go to you. They feel safe with you. They feel like they need, or I hate the word need, but people do need each other. It's the fact of human nature. And so when you're putting out that light, they want light. So in a way, you're just doing what you're meant to do, and that's how it is. But those 4 hours will serve you well, okay? All right, so great that you're here. Thank you. All right, let me see who's next now. And Lynn, where did you go? So great to see you. And so great to see you as well again. Let's take a peek. Lori, it's great to see you also. Snuck in there on me. And Tari, you too. Thank you. Randy, you as well. All right, let's take a look. Lynn asked about wisdom and employment. I am so happy you're off today also. All right, let's take a look. I'm trying to read some energy because I do see an amber looking building. And maybe I want to say brick, but it's not brick. It's more of it's not light. It's kind of neutral color. It's stone, but it's amber. And I don't know why they're showing me that. Something amber. All right, hold on now. It's not like clear, you know what I mean? Okay, here we go. Yeah, you have something coming towards you that, it almost looks like, and it's very serious too. Something is definitely coming. Now, I'm getting within the next 2 months, you have major professional or career change. And I feel this very strongly. I don't see change. I see new beginnings. I mean change for new. And I'm thinking that there seems to be, okay, so I'm getting this government, I'm getting education, I'm getting like maybe legal, like this, maybe close by in the environment that it is. Or it's like, it's very, very good, but it feels more, it's not a rural thing. It's not nothing like this. It feels more downtowny. I don't know why. Something you're serious about, like you look at accounting, you look at office, you look. I see this kind of thing, but the government thing is very big for some reason. Any ninth house energy is what they're showing me, and so I do think when the sun is in Libra, which seems like like. Okay, we're in the Leo cycle. We still have to get through Virgo. But if you start, I'm thinking, okay, third week of August to the third week of September, then we go, or third to fourth, we say, like 21, 22 September. Right in that time is when I feel like you're going to start a new position or perhaps, yeah, and it's an upgrade for sure. And it looks new, but that's the timing that I have. By the third week of this month, you should be getting into something. When I say the third week, I mean not the 14th forward by 18, 19, 20, 23, It's probably the fourth, going into the fourth week, but at the third to fourth, we'll say that. That's when it starts. Then a month later, you start your position, whatever it may be. And I feel very strong about that. And I don't know if this makes any sense, what I'm saying. She's laughing. But I do feel, I feel good about that. And I hope that helps. You're definitely going into new terrain. But there's a breakthrough in a month. So a month from now, you're going to be like, I don't know. There's a breakthrough coming. I probably am not making any sense yet, but it will, okay? So you come back and let me know. And thank you very much. And there's definitely something you're going to get serious about and go after. Or it's coming after you. How about that? All right? All right. Good luck, hon. All right. I see 2 more or 3 more that I want to get to. So let's keep moving. Hi, Randy. Where are you? And I'll get there. She has a puppy question. Oh, here's another thing. We no matter what and who we're taking care of, our pets are definitely the closest thing to our heart. And there's so much validation in our lives about the love that we have for our animals, no matter what they are. It could be a lizard. It could be a dog. It could be a cat, bird, whatever it may be. Bunnies are bunnies. We have somebody who loves her bunnies like they're her children, our birds like they're our children. And my heart goes out to all of you that way because we have so much sensitivity, and empaths love animals, So we all have something or some little creature that we're attached to besides our human creatures, So it's so painful when we have to go through these things and this care and this anything that we can possibly do for them, we do. And it's a very strong time. The Leo energy is very big on that. I feel this, taking care of our pets. I would love to get a card on our family dog, Charlie. He's 12 and been dealing with some growths. We went to the vet, and the vet said it can be removed, but are cautious with the anesthesia because of his age. Let's take a look. Okay, Charlie. We love Charlie. I had another Charlie the other day, too. And he's also 12, so our babies are definitely in the air. All right, let's try to tap into Charlie a little bit. The only thing I see about the growth, honestly, if it's not slowing, I mean, how much, I don't want you to, I mean, look, I'm not a veterinarian. Cannot give you that kind of, direct. I will say it this way. I believe if you attempt to do it, you will perhaps change your mind and delay for a little while. And then we'll reevaluate in a month, because I don't believe that this is the time to do it. At the same time, I am sure they know that this is a benign thing. I want to make sure that this is, there. I don't feel like he should. If it's not really horribly slowing him down, I wouldn't touch it. And if it was no big deal, I would be like, oh, it's fine. Just you know how I am. I'm flippant like this when I'm not worried. I think it's a very wrong time to do something, and I think we should wait 4 weeks, and then we're going to look again. And please remember, come back to us, come back to me, and we'll talk about it again. Okay? Right now, I wouldn't, and I don't ever want to do anything, of course. I'm telling you what I see outside of what my opinion is. Of course, it is genuinely a no. I trust the spirit. I trust what the message is for now. Even if you book it and go to do it, it's not going to happen. That's how I feel. So we might as well wait a month and look again. How's that? Okay? Even if you booked it and you went for it with him, something would happen. Like they do a little blood check or whatever they do. They check their levels and this and that. Something is not right to do it now. But let's check again in a month, okay? And let's see how Charlie does. And I feel good about that. I think an anti-inflammatory or something they give safely to the puppies may be an option, something if it is slowing him down a little bit, but it's not worth it right yet, honey. And you come back and let us know, okay? Or you come back and we'll look one more time and we'll go from there, okay? A little at a time. Again, staying present. It's a retrograde. I don't feel good about it. So I have my... We'll talk more, okay? All right, but for today, I'm glad you asked. Okay, now, let me see who's next. Okay, thank you, honey. Yeah, I think it's the wrong timing. I'm not saying no forever. It's definitely the wrong timing today. Lynn, thank you so much. I love you too. And Nadine, you too. All right, let's talk to Anne. My little Gemini twin, she pops out every now and again. I've been working on my memoir for over 3 years, and this summer I felt the need to take a break from everything and just, I love this. I think this is very Gemini right now, and I'm not trying to generalize it, but I do feel, Uranus, it has brought in a little of static, I feel, for Gemini too. And to do something different, just take a little breather. I think the retrogrades, if I'm thinking about even Saturn and Neptune kind of slowing from the angle from Aries to Pisces now coming up, it's also good to take a little breather. So it's like, okay, when you take a swim, would you want to swim in a 6-foot sea, or would you want to float on the flat sea? So you're sensing this, and I think you're following your intuition. I think it's a really good idea. And honestly, She says she's been working on it for 3 years. This summer, she felt a need to take a break from everything and just take a break and work on myself. I think you are on time. I feel this is so meant to be. I feel you have to rejuvenate to get a little excitement and juice back. It's like this. I feel like you're going to get like, you will know when you're going to strike again. I'm going to take a look at a few cards here. And I also feel like you really, what you're doing is hearing the universe talk to you. And I also believe you're in tune to your timing. Without it, you would have been dragging, if that makes sense, or trying to fight this current, you know? Something spectacular is going to come from you because of your break. In a very unexpected way. All right, let's take a look. And I can't wait for you to finish, but I'm not pushing when I say that. I think it's a very good idea. Changes in the air. Okay. I know you'd like those unexpected surprises. You know what it is? If you were too buried in your book and then you're doing the same old every day, and this energy is bringing some surprises, you might miss something that was meant for you outside of this book. The book is going to happen. You know this. We know what the energy is. I love that you're nurturing yourself along the way, but you're creating space to connect with the universe to see what kind of unexpected surprises are out there, you know? And you needed a break. I feel something with your feet also. You have energy in your feet. I know this is crazy, but in any case, there's energy in your feet. And I do feel you should nurture them or have them done in some way, like maybe not a pedicure if that's not your thing or whatever, but if it is, great, that's fine too. But I also think reflexology, great shoes, like this, like there's something about your feet holding energy. So, you know, sometimes our head, or Gemini, our heads hold a lot of space and energy, you know, you recreate everything, the wheel over and over, but also taking some, like even a release, a reduction of weight, taking the weight off your back, allowing yourself, you like the reflexology? Yeah, I do for you. There's energy there and there's information in your feet that isn't in your head. So I feel very, very confident about it for you. And I think reflexology opens you up even more. And you booked a pedicure yesterday. Okay, good. I think this is all positive for you. Okay, that's great. Pedicure is good for you too. Yeah, you have energy. You have like divine messages coming. And everyone, Randy just said best of luck on your memoir. I'm saying best of luck. Your outcome looks amazing. I honestly feel like you're passing all these universe tests with flying colors. And you're going to have a very interesting season in autumn. It's going to be very, very good. There's a surprise from a man also. And I believe he's fire. And I'm not going into details on this yet because, you know, I just feel like somebody's going to support you and there's great energy there. Could be even a mentor or supporter, promoter, someone you're supposed to connect to. Lots of fire and you know what, Anne, lots of truth is coming out of that book. And even you're going to add more truth to that book. There's something about that in your memoir, okay? I really love it. And I feel like it's going to help people expand and really learn and grow from it. So good for you. I can't wait. And there's no rush. Oh, your writing coach is a male? Okay, yeah, he's good. I like that. I love that. Very, very good. Excellent. Thank you for being here today. And thanks for the pop-in visit. Take your time. Get back to it when you can. Whatever. Remember, I'm telling you, there's information in your feet, which you guys don't hear me say too often. All right. I hope that helps. Lots of love to you. Thanks for coming. So happy to see you. Okay, now somebody's next. Maureen, good morning to you. You're going to get some good juju for sure. Tara, where did you go? Guys, I can't believe this hour has flown by. Where is she? She's getting ready to do a festival setup. Yeah, I feel very good about this, but you need sleep and you need to rest in between. I'm feeling very strongly about this. Hold on a minute. I think here's my thing. It looks great. It's familiar. You're amazing at it. Everything is wonderful. I think it gets busier later. I don't know why I'm saying this, but if you have an opportunity to go early or late, go late. And I have no idea what that means. So don't push. If you can't push, like take your time. This kind of thing. I feel like you're going to tend to your self-care as well through the process. I pulled the 10 of cups. I have the energy. Everybody's mama. I pulled the Empress. You're going to do amazing. Good. Just lots of self-nurturing along the way. I am a little worried about the stress in your body, so take it easy a little bit. And again, you don't have to be there at 6 if it starts at 10 or whatever. You know what I mean? Just kind of take it easy and be there when you have to be there. And I know it's a lot. You're already there, so I love that you're there. Just if you get an opportunity to go in late one day or just know that I'm telling you it gets busier later, okay? All right, and lots of love and be safe. Sleep, she said, ha ha. Yeah, you do need it. Sorry. I love that. Okay. Have a good time. Behave. All right, big hugs to you. All right, let's take a peek here. Kelly, so nice to see you as well. All right, let's pull a card for Jean and for all of you. And I'm pulling the King of Pentacles. And the energy of the King of Pentacles is, of course, it's about strong financial foundation, maybe having a bit of a plan ahead. Are learning how to income is good and even bigger. There could be an amount, even some funds coming that you may not expect. This is good foundational increase, around money and stuff like that. Any kind of raise, increase, all of these things. Sometimes it's even like navigating, earning your own money in a way that is like, okay, well, I could kind of cut back over here and not go to Starbucks every day and go to maybe Dunkin' Donuts. This is an example, but I can go to Dunkin' Donuts instead and then save like $5 a day or whatever and save, how much money at the end of the month. Or also it is, if you're waiting on money, if you're waiting on news around finances, this is very, very good and very strong. And if you're getting a job, it's an increase. It's also very unexpected praise from the public or people in your life and a pat on the back, like very good acknowledgement, attention, energy. This is all very good media energy as well. If maybe art, if you're an artist, if you're just getting a lot, like maybe somebody asks you to do an article or a newspaper, something or other, or something social media, or this kind of thing. So this is very good money, very good energy, very good financial gain and so I love that. It's also a dark-haired man. perhaps someone of a teacher, or maybe meeting with a financial investor kind of person, okay? Something like this. Very good plans for the future. All right. All right, everybody, it is time to go. Thank you so, so much for being here. Don't forget to hop on over to 12listen.com to have a reading. This is a great time to prepare for Mercury going direct next week. We cannot wait. Serena, thanks for being our producer. Thanks for coming to YouTube, everybody. Bye. See you soon.